You know, I'm sure that each and every one of you within the sound of my voice can affirm and attest to the fact that you're constantly being bombarded with riffraff information, both on the television and wherever you look, being pushed to your cell phones, et cetera, pertaining to trading and investing. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody wants to tell you how to get P.A.I.D, okay? You've got people on television with their own opinion and this, that, and the other. And there's no shortage of loud distractions out there for regular traders and investors of the caliber of you, me, we, the ASK THE WIZ Wall Street family. They're all competing for our precious, precious mental bandwidth. The good news is that you can tool all of that riffraff out. Because there are really just two things that you, me, we, the ASK THE WIZ Wall Street family and listeners alike need to be focusing on right now. The first is revenue drives earnings, and earnings drive stock prices. When you line up one, and the other is almost certain to follow. Let me repeat that. Revenue drives earnings, and earnings drive stock prices. And that's why we hit them with our ASK THE WIZ Wall Street ER and ER residual strategy. And I gave you another strategy this past Thursday, our ASK THE WIZ Wall Street ER Bull Bear You Don't Care strategy. Now, when you line up one, the other is almost certain to follow. Revenue drives earnings, and earnings drive stock prices. Second thing that you need to be focusing on now, as you tune out all the other riffraff that may be coming your way, is knowing how to determine whether a stock should be higher is absolutely critical to your trading and investing success. Once again, knowing how to determine whether a stock should be higher is absolutely critical to your trading and investing success. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but you'd be amazed at how many traders and investors don't connect the two. Now, Apple is a company that's already doubled our money and is a great example of what I'm talking about. Last week, Apple's came into its earnings week and it submitted this ER report. Now, Apple was almost universally hated by Wall Street. Wall Street was saying, dump Apple, sell, sell, sell. And many of those analysts were already writing Tim Cook's obituary. However, Apple was far more likely to move higher by virtue of its very, very intelligent, very, very clever pivot into making a move into the healthcare arena. And by doing so, the margins are jaw-dropping, absolutely jaw-dropping. You see, Apple's service margins are 60%, according to its latest report. At a time when it's pushing into medical services that, according to the U.S. government, resulted in an eye-watering $3.7 trillion spent on healthcare in 2017. Now, Wall Street, however, was still fixated on Apple's iPhones and iPad sales, and they completely missed this massive revenue stream for Apple as of yet, an untapped motherlode of revenue. Rest assured, it's squarely in Tim Cook's sight and should be in your sights as well. That's because harvesting every single penny, even a tiny percentage of that $3.7 trillion, which is probably going to hit $4 trillion by the time 2018 numbers are tallied up. That is a needle mover for Apple, beloved, a game changer for consumers, and the best news, you, me, we, the ASK THE WIZ Wall Street family have heard about Apple for a long, long time. Now, you can do the math just like I can. You see, that's an unstoppable trend. The key takeaway for traders and investors is that Apple's true value is much, much higher than the $170 plus it's trading at now. And certainly far higher than Wall Street would have you believe. I know it, and you know it. Remember, please remember, Revenue drives earnings, and earnings drives profits. Whether you're talking about Apple, Becton Dickinson, Boeing Corporation, Visa, it doesn't make any difference. It's a very, very simple equation. And companies that add up are the ones that you, me, we, the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute family and listeners alike want to have in our portfolio. Everything else is a risk that you, me, we, the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute family and listeners alike don't want or need to take with our hard-earned money that the ancestors and the Creator have given us stewardship over to multiply and allow us to get P.A.I.D. from. You must see now what others see eventually so that you can make Wall Street pay you right here on Main Street. Talking about old New York, New York.